like my truth uncensored. My whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth uncensored. My whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, Old Guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam and Viral Hip Hop News. It's a Monday, a very special Monday, May 27th, 2019. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh God, what's good, my brother?
What up, family? We in the building once again for a special episode. We know it's a holiday for all the people that's listening, but nonetheless, we in the building. We eating good, your barbecue food and all that, your greens, your hog maws. Even if you're a vegan, you got to get that charcoal taste.
Get some vegan greens, some asparagus or something on there.
Sir.
Do something throwing on the grill.
Yes, sir. But we in the building, man. We excited. Anytime we come back through here and talk to the people today, man. We got a real action filled, not action filled, but powerful, I should say, lineup, today, man. And I can't wait to get to it because we got some real good conversation, especially the Master P one.
Indeed, man. Well, salute to everyone listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major online outlets to episode 169 of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Got some major news coming your way. In regards, of the audio version of the podcast. Can't wait to drop that on y'all real soon. Yeah. And obviously, of course, salute to everyone on Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored, and the Uncensored Truth Podcast that watches and grinds with your boys, the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Today is an OG's birthday. Oh, God, man. Happy birthday to you.
Appreciate it.
Salute to you, man. Yeah. Do anything special today, or you just cooled out, man, and do what you do on a Monday? It's a typical Monday for you?
Definitely typical Monday. Like I said, man, last year, New Orleans. I went this time last year. 33 was last year. Now I'm 34, so I'm gonna celebrate it later on in the summer. Right now, I just thought it was important just to keep my head down and keep working. There's a lot of goals on the table, a lot of things got to be accomplished. So, yeah, definitely.
You got to respect that, man. We in here, young entrepreneurs grinding and rising and grinding. So salute to that, man. Definitely will celebrate later. Got the BET Awards coming up in June.
Yeah, man.
The next couple of weeks. I know everyone out there is excited and waiting. You see all the people getting nominated and everyone all excited about it. Yeah. The electricity is hot. Your boys will be out there, man. So if you're out in the LA area, you want to network, you want to get busy. If you happen to watch the podcast and heard this part of it, holla at your boys. You see the emails in the description box, man. Yeah. But, oh, God, let them know what we got on today's ticker.
We're going to be talking about Master P, man, and his son, Romeo. And as we know, that the Pelicans, the basketball team out in New Orleans, got the #1 pick. So they're probably most likely going to be picking up Zion Williamson. So they offer him a real unique deal. Also, we're going to be talking about Meek Mill having an altercation. I think the name of the hotel was a Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas. We're going to talk more about that. Also, 50 Cent, the feds released a statement saying whether or not 50 Cent did indeed snitch on Jimmy Henchman. We're going to talk about that. The NBA Finals are here. Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors are going to be in there. Also, Jim Jones is back in the news. We're going to dig back in once again to this Gucci controversy and talk about, this. Just a brief conversation. And told you we had an action-packed lineup today. Dame Dash, his ex-wife is accusing him, of some things. We're going to talk about that one, as well. That's on the list today for the Uncensored Truth Podcast, as well as whatever pops up while we're rocking out here today. But yeah, man, I want to say peace to everybody listening on any of the podcast networks, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, the people who rock out with podcasts. We salute you, man, and we definitely going to be giving you a lot more content over there for the audio listeners. But if you enjoy what we do, just go ahead and give us the the 5-star rating if you can.
Indeed. And you heard the lineup for this afternoon, an action-packed lineup. If you happen not to see one of the episodes or one of the segments that you may be excited about, is definitely on the audio version, dropped the day after we shoot. So, you can hear it. If you want it, you got to go get it. So it's always on the audio version of the podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, exclusively for those loyal subscribers. We appreciate you. But yeah, man, let's get started.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think I want to start. Let's see. I'm gonna start with the Master P situation because Master P looked like TMZ walked up on Master P and Romeo and asked them about Zion Williamson potentially most likely going to the Pelicans basketball team down there. Now, Zion Williamson is being touted as one of the highest, sought after players since LeBron. They're saying a lot of people saying he's going to be better than LeBron. I heard a few people saying it, but I'm going to play this clip. Then we're going to talk about the deal that Master P and Romeo are now offering Zion Williamson. So here we go.
Zion probably going to get a big shoe deal with Nike or Adidas or whoever. But I'm just saying, the Manatis, you definitely can. The Manatis. Well, you know what? Run the ball. We're going to offer him some money. You're going to give him a deal just to have to wear shoes outside of basketball. What shoe he had never been done, so we're going to do it in New Orleans.
Wait, you're saying you're offering him a Manati shoe deal?
Yeah.
No way.
We are.
Like, how much, I mean, Nike comes with these $100 million contracts.
You know what I'm
talking Manati give him?
Just to wear it on the side, not the game, I'm saying like 20.
20 million.
Zion, come to New Orleans.
Hey, that's huge.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so,
no limit.
So he's a guarantee to roll, and I got the hook up
the
free.
Shine New Orleans.
You're not worried about his acting, Charles? What if you can't act?
I can teach him how to act.
I got you, man. You got him?
See, I got you. I got 17
Hey,
years
wait.
under my
Hold on. Just to clarify, the $20 million shoe deals for how many years? How many years, Romeo?
We got to talk later, man. Zion and Nola, though.
But movie and shoe deals.
No limits.
I like that.
So yeah, there you go right there, man. That audio episode right there, courtesy of our friends over at TMZ.
Your friends over at TMZ. Don't put me in there.
But what do you think though, man, about this? When we seen it though, I know you was like smiling from ear to ear. Cause I'm like, man, this is like unprecedented. The first thing we talked about, how would this work? Because you probably got somebody like him, Adidas, Nike, or one of those other companies are going to jump on him if they didn't already do it. What do you think about this though? Say, man, I want to hear what you got to think about Master P and Romeo offering Zion Williamson $20 million to wear Money Yada brand, their brand, off the court.
Man, I've always respected and loved Master P, even though I get a lot of slack for not really being a fan of his music early on as a young bull, when No Limit was really going and popping with Hot Boys and everybody else in the rivalry down there in New Orleans. I rolled more so with the Hot Boys just because they were more played out here in the East. Yeah. But I always respected Master P's entrepreneurial grind. I always respected him as a boss and as an entrepreneur, and he never ceases to impress me and make me have something else to look up to. And this is no different. You've never seen this before. We were talking about like, damn, is this even fucking legal? Mm-hmm. And we had to ponder on it for a couple minutes, and then I'm like, nah. Well, you think about when all these dudes come into the courts and the arenas with all these suits on and all this shit on and all this, they're fashion statements. Yeah. And what they got on, people were paying attention to. And in the age where everything is on Instagram, and nowadays you can even go on Instagram or go click somebody on Google and you could click on what they want to wear. So like, for example, you see a picture of Russell Westbrook, and he has whatever he has on, he got the Manatis on. You could click the fucking shoe and go ahead and get a link to go buy them from there. Right. So it's a walking, talking billboard. So for them to go ahead and think outside of the box of typically being on the court or wherever profession you may be in with a shoe deal, and take it on the outside, understanding the icons that they are in fashion outside of the arena. Yeah. Brilliant, man.
Yeah, I hope that he actually, takes this offer. But when you look at it, this actually right now is his first official deal. So nobody's officially, offered him any deal. Yeah, he's about to get paid out the and great for that young man. But I love it. And I hope that he does it because they look good. I mean, the Maniatas, you know what I'm saying? We did an excerpt on this a few months ago. We talked about him, selling this, but this is something that, like you said, the influence in $20 million is nothing for somebody like Zion, because they're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars if they were to see him rock this brand exclusively. Like you see Meek Mill with the Pumas, and now everybody you got a whole people that follow Meek Mill is now going to buy Puma. So the sales, begin to spike. So this is something that's been going on, is what's going to tie into the next story, because we talk about these brands and them disrespecting us. And we talk about these athletes, they need to start joining up with black brands like Maniatas and other brands like this for us to begin to get power. Nike's cool and all that. I get you. But, even the Big Baller brand, we talked about that, how that didn't really pop like it really should have popped. But something off the court, he knows, Master P knows that I'm not going to be able to make a basketball shoe better than the Nike. But off the court, chilling, comfort, come get the Maniatas. Hopefully I'm saying that right.
You fucking
know what I mean? Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? But no disrespect, to the fam down there. You know what I mean? Go get this and wear this. And now we both win. So I think it's huge. And I would love to see him be one of the first, men to do this, man. I really would. in addition to whatever he gets from Nike or whatever other company offers him money. I would love to see him do it.
You know, he's about to get a plethora and a shitload of endorsements and all kind of things left and right. But this just makes me think of, all right, so you'll see NBA All-Star Weekend. You see all the celebrities out, everybody out. It's a nationally televised event. And usually you'll see a Gucci, you'll see a this, you'll see a that. But if he's sitting there with the manadas on, the manadas, I'm probably fucking up the shit up too. And you're like, damn,
household name overnight.
Come on, man. It turns it overnight. And then you get this person to do it and this person to do it. Zion Williamson is going to be a household name immediately. Now, people were even wondering if he would even want to go to a city like New Orleans, the Pelicans, who,
why not?
And let's see, you think about that, the city and the culture. I think about that, the city and the culture, the atmosphere, the energy. He's thinking about it as a basketball promoted area. Is it on the level of a New York?
Not
Is it on the level of LA? But you could make it that way. No, Anthony Davis is leaving, but you're talking about being the greatest draft pick since LeBron James. Now, is he better than LeBron James? I wouldn't go there. LeBron James was a once in a lifetime kind of prospect.
Remains to be seen.
Kobe.
You gotta see. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
He has a lot to live up to
Yeah,
you know what I mean, before we go ahead and put that on him. But he's an amazing talent, once in a lifetime talent. He deserves everything that's coming to him. And I'm very happy that you see people, especially in particular in the city of New Orleans, people that are from there, people that made money from there, trying to get this brother to get more just acquainted to the area and bring him in with open arms, even though people were saying he was trying to go back to Duke and he was threatening and doing that. There were reports saying that. And now people close to him in the circle said, nah, that's no way. He's excited about going to the city of New Orleans. And these kind of great gestures are like, okay, yeah, I could make this shit home for real.
Yeah, and in New Orleans, you know, or New York definitely wanted him. You know what I mean? Everybody, even though it was a real slim chance that they would win that lottery. But yeah, man, so sometimes you have your bigger basketball cities, but other cities can be put on the map.
Yeah.
So New Orleans, you know, even though it's a great football town and it's great for other things, known for other things. Basketball, he could turn that town like LeBron did with Cleveland and turn that from a desolate town that wasn't known for much, but industrial jobs, and even they were going to now a powerhouse. You know what I mean? So that's dope, man. Sports are huge. Again, this is stuff like this is things that we probably should have been doing 30, 40 years ago. I mean, we talk about our lack of control in certain industries, but I got to salute Master P, Romeo, for even, and they said they're starting at 20, so it may go higher.
Negotiate.
Right. For even throwing it out there and even getting that, you know, thought, just planting the seed in the minds of people to say, look, we could do it too. We ain't got to go to the Nikes per se and this, that, and the third. Or in addition to, now we need to start coming to some of these other companies and getting endorsement deals with them, because that deal right there is going to, you know, make that $1 billion company, period. Just like it would do with any other company. I guarantee you, if he signs that deal, that's $1 billion company.
Bro, look at that, man. You 19, 20 years old. Now, Zion Williamson is built like a fucking Mack truck, but he wet behind the ears. That's a young boy. You can see it in his face. And to just know within a dotted line, you can get at least $20 million right now. You can change your life like that, man. Just
to wear something.
Where's he sitting back? What are you thinking? What is old guy thinking? Well, how old are you now? 34. 20 years ago, 14 years ago, as a 20-year-old.
I'm having a conversation at least. I'm saying let's sit down and have a conversation. What do the numbers look like? Obviously, we got to get the Lord, because we were talking about one of the issues. What could have been, it was, okay, what if he signs with Nike, which might most likely is going to be a company like that? Would they want another company to be promoted? And you talked about sometimes, you know, you see like, you know, Meek got to deal with Puma, but he may come in with a Givenchy, or they may come in with a Balenciaga, whatever, this, that, and the third. But I get it. I understand that, but I don't know, you know, how that would particularly work, you know, with that. I guess it will probably be you can wear whatever you want off the court.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But you would want to, you know, promote the company. But I don't know.
I mean, and I don't know how far it'll go as far as commercials and promotion and branding, because you obviously know there's going to be TV slots for them Nike ads.
Oh yeah,
and the shoe ads and things like that. And he's obviously going to do pictures, and I don't know. I mean, if it's exclusively licensed with the NBA and pertaining to basketball, maybe something totally different than off the basketball court. I don't know. Right. But correct me if I'm wrong. When we were talking about Manati months ago, I thought they made clothes. They don't make clothes.
They think they make both.
I've looked on their website and I've never seen clothes, because I was looking to buy it when we were talking about Gucci. But he had them on,
though, didn't he?
I thought he did.
Maybe it's just something, I don't know.
When they were sitting there in that his little theater shit, I thought he had on the shoes and he had on the Manati jumpsuit. I'm like, damn, I like that. Hey,
check it out. Masterpiece people, if you see this,
y'all see this shit,
get in contact with us and we can bring y'all on the show and y'all can promote the brand in front of almost 1 million people.
That'd be great.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Definitely.
Indeed, man. That was yeah.
Yes, sir. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sam. Man, if you're enjoying the content, if you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead. Don't be shy. Go ahead and hit the like button and make sure that if you can, go ahead and share this video. It's going to tie into the next story because it's about fashion. It's about clothing. Now, a few months ago, I'm not sure exactly how long. Well, February it was. T.I. and Soulja Boy decided to boycott. They came on Instagram, and especially T.I., he stood out and said, "Look, we boycotting it because Gucci pretty much put out $800, Gucci blackface.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Disrespected the culture. So a lot of people stood up. Now, Jim Jones, a few days ago, put this picture up. Y'all can see it right there on the screen and said, "Don't ask me about Gucci, goofy. When DAP starts selling 2DDs instead of 2GGs, I will stop rocking it. But until then, eat your heart out." Any rappers have issues with that. I'm never hard to find. Amen. And you can see the rest he puts, on there. So again, not that he's dissing anybody, he didn't call anybody's name out, but what do you think about this? Because we had a lot of conversations about this.
Right.
The Gucci, I mean, probably at least 5 or 6 of them on the podcast. And what are your initial thoughts when you see this? When you see Jim Jones is pretty much disrespect anybody who was talking about boycotting Gucci for them putting out the blackface apparel?
All right, here's my thoughts on people wearing Gucci now. All right, because when everything came out, it was a call to arms to Black people in particular, and people who cared about culture and people who were against racism to go ahead and boycott Gucci. We all knew that it was going to be a very hot wave at the time, and eventually people would go back to wearing Gucci. I think everyone kind of had that understanding now. And I don't want to say everybody. Some people would, some people wouldn't. People would take their position and move forward with it. It would be a wave for a little while, but then somebody would eventually take their position and move forward. You knew that people were going to wear Gucci again. Now, whether you decide to wear it or not is on you. I know that you grabbed a couple pairs of Gucci apparel. I may have had a pair of Gucci apparel too. I don't wear it anymore. I'm not fucking with it anymore. But I'm also, and this is my thing with Jim Jones, and this is nothing but respect because we got nothing but love for Jim Jones on this platform. Why take the picture and throw it out there? Why not just wear it? Why make a statement behind it as opposed to just, because I don't think anybody would have said shit.
Well, 50 Cent was another guy. This is one of the theories. Remember, 50 Cent was one guy who came out and
was burning Gucci.
Right. And they've been going back and forth for the last few months. So maybe he said if anybody got a problem with it, maybe
shot at 50.
Maybe, possibly. I don't think T.I. none of them cats, but possibly a shot, at what 50's going on. And that's a good question. Why come out and put the statement up, and said I'm gonna still keep rocking Gucci? Like, I don't know why people do stuff like that, man. It's silly to me.
What's your thoughts on it? I mean, what's your thoughts on people wearing Gucci now? What's your thoughts on the boycott? What's your thoughts on all that?
And I agree. Like I said, I agree with the people who say, look, we're not going to rock it.
Right.
But I understand that you're going to have the people who not going to care, who still going to rock it, but that's one thing. But when you see people that come up on the internet and say, look, I'm rocking it. Fuck you. Fuck what you think. You know what I mean? I'm in the city. Come see me. I think you put out a message, that's counterproductive. And that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it almost goes without saying, like, you almost condone what this company did. Like, you still going to wear. I don't care what they did with the blackface stuff. I'm gonna still wear this shit.
But he said he wore it for comfort. He was saying until this person gets the right size.
It's a lot of clothes you can get. It's a lot of, obviously we know Gucci's nice. Some of it's comfortable. The shoes, I don't think it's comfortable at all. It's way better comfortable.
Shoes,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like that. So it's just like, you can always find that. Come on, man. You can find way comfortable stuff for cheap. Like if you really wanted to get down to the nitty gritty, you could. Now, everybody, of course, people wear this stuff because of the name, the prestige of wearing the Balenciaga, the Gucci, and this and the Da Vinci, and it's all cool. I'm not knocking. Whatever you want to wear it. Right. But this is the reason why it's the same fabric as the other stuff that you can get. It's the same. They come from the same places, man. Come on, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, but certain things look nicer than others, and I understand fashion and things like that, but I tend to look at, and as much as I love my rappers, I love my entertainers, I respect everything they do. In particular, in 2019, when you start seeing them get out of the booth, get off the stage, and venture into other business ventures, like we were talking about Chameleonaire and the 375,000 degree turn he took, and where he's at right now is simply fucking amazing. But I don't hold them to a standard of this is what I got to do. This is what I got to watch. This is what I got to emulate. I look at billionaires and what they do, and you don't know what Bezos of Amazon looks like. He walks around like a homely looking motherfucker. You don't know what certain billionaires look like. They don't sit there and have to throw on Gucci and throw on this or throw on that in order for themselves to feel accepted or show their wealth. It's just sitting there. And if they want to, they can. It doesn't matter, but they get to a certain degree. It's a certain discipline. And I'm not saying that anybody else ain't disciplined. And if it was a certain money level that I got to, I might be buying a car and shit like that too, like we were talking about yesterday. Right. But there has to be a certain level of discipline. And for the people that out here that aren't necessarily in those positions right now of wealth, don't think that that's the end all be all and that's the goal. No, look at some of these people that got more money than them and see what they're doing and try to emulate that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, man, that I just want to touch on a little more. I think with us, you know, from some of the stuff that we've been through, that we feel like we have to show, you know what I mean, people, or show our wealth on, instead of in other ways. We have to show, like, okay, I got this Gucci on. This shit costs $2,000. This chain is $50. This ring, it's almost like, you know, the pop up $20,000. But we got to show it. You know what I mean? And to me, that's an insecurity.
It definitely
a lot of times. This is when you can see, like you said, you know, a billionaire that can walk around with faded glory from Walmart. You know what I mean? He got some Skechers on.
It's a fact.
But you know what I'm saying? His bank account is way bigger than any of these rappers. Matter of fact, he's probably signing a lot of these guys' checks at the end of the day. So, you know, it is what it is. We love Jim Jones. We've been on here a lot promoting,
praising him,
what he has going on with his company, the consultant agency. I have to get the exact name of it, where he's trying to consult, you know, rappers and whatnot and help them with their finances. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But stuff like this can also confuse people. You know what I mean, Jim, when you do stuff like this and you do stuff like that as well.
It is a little, like you said, it could be a bit divisive when you go on social media, like I was alluding to, and just kind of put a statement out there, like drawing a line in the sand. We know you love black people. We know you care about the culture. We know you care about that. So there was a, like you said, maybe it would be in a certain jab. We're not going to throw any names out there. You said 50, and we alluded to 50 a little bit, but we don't know. It is what it is. You got to move forward.
Now, I think the picture has since been taken down.
Did he take it down?
I think he took it down off his page. I think, but either way, I mean, obviously the news media's, you know, covered. I said, I think I could be wrong, you know, about that. You know, obviously when you put something out there, like we talked about this before, when somebody puts something out, they want that reaction, because why would you do it? You know what I mean? So none of these people doing it are dumb. Right. They're like, damn, why are they thinking like that? They know good goddamn well the reaction they're about to receive. Right. That's why they did it. Yeah. And hey, it worked, I guess, right?
Hell yeah.
We here talking about it and everybody else did.
Ain't that the truth?
But yeah, man, definitely, you know, just try to get the, you know, the lesson, you know, out of it. You know, if you care, but you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. We're going in today on this Monday. Happy Memorial Day to anybody who celebrates it, to the vets. You know, our grandfather was a vet, you know what I mean, that fought, you know, for the country and whatnot. So salute to them, you know, who fought for all the right reasons. I'll say that.
Yeah,
you know,
indeed. I mean, we always celebrate a Memorial Day in our household. Always chill, got together as a family, right, and really just bonded. And it's going to be a lot of people out here, especially on social media, that say just salute the veterans that serve a country that don't care about them. You're going to see a lot of that. Yeah. But our grandfather was prideful. He learned a lot of different, very, very important trades. He was a marksman. He was a sharpshooter. He eventually worked for the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. He had a lot of honor that he held that came behind the military. So although it may not be our cup of tea, we definitely respect those who served. Facts. In particular, our ancestors who served. And today's your day. God bless you.
Yeah, definitely. But Sam, man, I know you did a story in the 50 Cent, Jimmy Henchman, that whole saga. Now, did the feds release a statement?
Yeah, well, this shit's crazy. So it was yesterday morning. Apparently, I guess the feds got in touch with TMZ.
Wow.
And they were saying that the whole situation involving 50 Cent, Jimmy Henchman, and him telling, because any video we do in the comment section, we always hear 50's a rat, 50's a rat, 50's a rat. Yeah. And it was involving this situation. Well, they were saying that the documents were fabricated. It never happened. 50 never snitched. And TMZ got a hold of that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is just off the cuff, Jimmy Henchman is facing 2 life sentences, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
One of those being for 50 Cent's affiliate who was murdered. What was his name? Let me see. Lodi.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Lodi Mack.
Okay.
Yeah, he killed Lodi Mack. He's being convicted of killing Lodi Mack. That was 50 Cent's boy. And obviously the correlation, everyone was speculating that 50 Cent threw some paperwork out. And then the feds told TMZ that this did not happen. Now, I played an excerpt yesterday. Matter of fact, I'll put this up right now of what 50 Cent had to say in regards to Jimmy Henchman. Just a small excerpt.
No doubt, no doubt.
And then I'll get your perspective on it. Let's hear it.
That's not rappers, it's gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hold on. Oh, technical difficulty for the people listening on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play.
That's all good.
That's why old guy does all the audio shit. Here we go.
that's not rappers, it's gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys that I ended up having beef with, not Ja Preem. Right. Not Game Jenny. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like in these cases, like I kind of identified why he was so angry with his kid, with the little boy. You know, his boy got slapped in the face. It's like that. But they didn't never slap that boy. That was Mac that slapped him. You know what I'm saying? And it's because the car got hit. Like when Bentley got hit, the mixtape was. Like I had bought or Bentley. And the car got shot up. I remember that. Altercation. Now look, they parked the car in the garage, right? And I'm like, let me see what happens. So I come over. I said, let me see the car. I want to see the holes in the car. And I look and I go, oh. Nah, he just couldn't shoot. He was trying to make a move because it was right here, like it was hit, like at your head level, but it just hit the center part. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay, so you know, you got to put your dancing shoes on.
All right, so that was 50 Cent talking on a situation that the whole ordeal that went down, and the reason why people were calling him a rat. What you think about this, man?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know a lot about that whole situation and whatnot, but you know, my thing is, what interest do the feds have in clearing his name?
Let's talk about that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know.
And let's talk about that and why and why they went to TMZ in particular. Does that just strike you as weird to me? I talked about that a lot more because, like you, I'm not invested into this situation as much to sit here and talk about it in depth and things like that. But things that interest me from reading on it and doing research in particular was, all right, why the fuck did the feds go to TMZ to clear 50? Like, why would they do that? When in history have you ever seen FBI go to a news outlet and do that? What do you think about that?
Well, obviously there's a connection there. I think that it happens more. I mean, you know, the thing is that they probably have relationships built when things go down. You know, people that work for these bigger companies, they're calling police stations, FBI, trying to get reports and facts and stuff, probably back and forth. So obviously the feds know that it's weird because the feds are going to know that when you put something out through TMZ that the masses are probably going to believe that this went down, because it was a situation a few times. And I think one I could bring up that I know in particular, when I think they were saying something about Rick Ross that wasn't true. I don't know. I forgot exactly what it was about him, but we kind of thought that he was going to die or something like that, and he didn't. And the story possibly came through TMZ at that time. But,
when he was real sick.
Yeah. And it's been other things. Obviously, people in the comments will load the comment section with stuff that TMZ has been accused, you know, of doing. But yeah, obviously, I mean, it strikes me. One eye is open, real wide. When you see, you know, why the feds will contact TMZ and what interest would they have in bringing up and clearing 50 Cent's name from him being a rat. I don't know. I mean, obviously a lot of people say a lot about that, but I just don't know, man.
I don't think 50 Cent commented on this. Does that strike you as being weird? 50 Cent usually comments on everything, but he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yeah, I think he'll stay away from, you know, things like this. Maybe if somebody asks him about it in an interview, he may talk about it, but I don't see him making no memes. I don't think you could joke around this because, like you said, everybody keeps calling this dude a rat every time you put a video up. A few other people like that too. Like, this dude's a rat. He told boom, 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 but there's been no paperwork. Another guy's been T.I. A lot of people continuously try to call T.I. a rat, but there's no paperwork. So I don't know.
Yeah, man, that whole culture, like I said, it got an energy around it that's just like, it's off. And I don't expect 50 Cent to talk about this. I expect him to kind of just stay away from this. That does make me kind of curious as to what he thinks about this going on, because I'm sure he read it on TMZ just like everybody else. And
of course.
Was like, oh shit.
It's a story about him. Shit, he's seen everything.
You know, so.
I mean, I do believe, you know, that some rappers are probably informants. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's one of them, but I do feel like you could have some of these rappers, you know, do work hand in hand. All a informant is, you know, you're giving information to the police or feds and shit. People that work hand in hand with them. I believe that. You know what I mean? Wholeheartedly. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, again, the people, we're just two people talking, but the people that watch this is going to be in the thousands, and these people are going to have deeper insight into these situations because they know a lot more than we probably do about this. We're just reporting this occurrence, and the Fed saying that look, 50 Cent did not snitch on Jimmy Henchman.
That's fair. I've never seen anything like this to where they came out and said this dude did not do this. Very interesting to me. Y'all let us know in the comment section what y'all think. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you know what? Back in the day, in Murder Inc., their whole thing, they used to call 50 out. And they said that he would, do different things, but again, nothing's ever been, I think, proven to my knowledge, to our knowledge.
Well, I mean, we heard it in the excerpt, and I think it sounded like 50 Cent was on Drink Champs because he sounded kind of faded, to be honest with you. But he said he didn't have beef with Ja necessarily, it was Supreme. He didn't have beef with Game necessarily, who was Jimmy Henchman's manager or consultant at the time. He had it with Jimmy. So I don't know. I mean, the shit runs deep.
Yeah.
We all know it's what between the beef between 50 and Supreme. So I don't know, 50's involved with some shit, man. It's just, it runs deeper than what we know sitting here talking amongst two brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, man, we'll definitely move on from that particular topic today. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and Sam, man. Now Meek Mill the other day was out in Vegas where he pretty much was trying to book a hotel spot for him and his team to stay. And Meek Mill immediately uploaded this video on Twitter. We're going to talk about this, Sam, man, after I play this. Here's Meek Mill in front of the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yes. At this time, with the information we have, we're refusing to do business with you. We have the right to do that.
What information? But not refusing to do business with me. You telling me I'm gonna be arrested if I don't leave. If I walk downstairs and get something to eat, I'm gonna be arrested for what? For being a rapper? For what? For what though? But what did you officially protest me for? For what? How?
Sir, yes. Who do we get the details from? Because
say no more. We out. Let's say no more.
Vice President.
Send me that video.
All right, so that's Meek, in front of the Cosmopolitan, and I'm gonna defer this one to you first because I know you've done a lot of the hotel casino work. And what do you know about the policies first and foremost about them kind of refusing somebody to come in? What type of you ever heard of that?
Everything about the policies. Me being a decade in this particular field, in particular, being in a nightclub, doing formal evictions, writing up paperwork, understanding how this shit go. Right. So what they're saying is right now is that Meek Mill was involved in a situation prior to him coming back to that building at that night during that evening where he was involved in a situation where they deemed it necessary for him to be formally evicted. Now, when somebody's formally evicted, you usually have people in place that were involved, security guards, nightlife people, representatives, whoever's seen the incident, they write formal statements. What happened, how did it happen, where did it happen, your recollection of it. They do all of this. They compile all of this stuff. And then they put it into a report. This report gets documented. If they can't get your picture at the time, they don't put it. They put your real name in there. If they don't know your real name, they put your aliases, things like that. And they put you on the list. You're not allowed to come back. The only way you can get off of these lists is if you write a letter to the manager of security, director of security, stating what happened and why you feel like you shouldn't be formally evicted.
Right.
So when he walked up there, they were basically saying that he was formally evicted from property. Now, whether he was or not remains to be seen. Because what I also know in security is they do a lot of funny fucking shit.
Yeah.
They do a lot of funny shit. They get scared and nervous when certain rappers come into the building. They automatically assume because they hear this rapper's name and they may be affiliated with this or that they're going to be shootouts and they're going to be this and they're going to be that. And it just blows my mind. Now, like I said, if Meek Mill was involved in a situation and his lawyer does subpoena it, we'll find out because there will be documentation stating what happened.
The distinct stench of racism to you, because that's been thrown around. People are saying they didn't want Meek to enter the building because he was a black rapper.
I'll tell you this. A lot of people will say, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. Oh, I love black people. I love this. I love that. I hear that a lot in the casinos. If you're afraid of him because of his skin color, does that still deem racist? If you don't let him in because you're scared of what potentially could happen because it's racism.
Right.
It's fucking racism. And too many times I've been in situations in a nightclub where I've seen black people get pulled out of a hallway to get spoken about when alcohol and things. And I've seen a number of amount of security that adds there. And then I've seen other people get pulled out and the number of security around there. There's a certain fear level that just comes with us in that, especially in environments that don't want us in there anyway, because when you listen to the styles of music, when you listen to it just doesn't typically cater to us.
It goes deep. Yeah.
It goes deep. And then I was talking about yesterday, as far as even the nightlife, you can have one particular set of people that may be cool with a promoter, somebody that has Jordans on that can go in there. Let 4 or 5 of us come in there with Jordans. We're not walking in the door unless we pay $4,000 or $5,000 for a bottle that they're going to force us to drink on and get us out of there in the next hour and a half. So you're going to make us spend $4,000 only for us to rush through the table. You had a bottle service not being cool, being rude, being ignorant, drop us off a bottle and a half, and then get us out of there so they could flip the table to the next person that they got ready to come in. Just they don't cater to our service. I've seen a lot of people in the comment section saying, oh, well, black people fight too. Black people. Oh, yeah, black people get down in the club. We do. But let me tell you something. You don't rarely see black people fighting in Vegas and fighting in Atlantic City. I was in a nightclub for 10 years, and let me tell you why. Motherfucking cover charges are $50, $60, $70, $80, $90.
Right.
You got to get decked out. Like I said, dress code is very particular. So if I'm coming out, I got to come out nice. I got to come out decked out. I got to have some money. Either I'm getting bottle service, which is going to cost me a couple bands, or I'm going to pay cover charge, which is going to cost me a couple bands. Me and my people drinks. It's going to be an expensive night. I'm not about to waste it fighting no fucking dude. You out of your mind. It's not happening.
Right.
So our level ain't even on that I'm about to look for some bullshit. It's not happening.
Right.
On top of the fact that we already know law enforcement isn't on our side. We know this. People going out like that in those environments, Atlantic City, Vegas, they're not out there looking for trouble.
Right.
But because people are so fucking afraid, when we come out, there's power behind it.
Yeah.
That fear level automatically snaps. And it's just extra attention getting put on it. People saw Meek Mill. We already heard the situation. We talked about it when him at the concert with the bystanders being shot and him potentially have to. That could have been circulating around because motherfuckers start Googling the second they hear a name. Fear. Nah, we're not letting him in here.
Yeah, I just think. Yeah, I think all of the above. I think racism is definitely right at the front and center of this. I think that he wasn't allowed in simply one because he was black, two because he was a rapper. Two, probably because his entourage look intimidating. You know what I mean? Coming in there.
Like that, they scared.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Big black dudes with beards. You know what I mean? Coming in there, whatever. It's just intimidating, to them. I mean, even talking to the nightlife thing, I know you can attest to this. Too many blacks get in there. It's jumping. They'll change the music up. You know what I mean? So they get out of there.
Black Kryptonite. I heard him from a promoter or owner of Atlantic City Casino who now owns a Vegas nightclub said that very word on the radio. Put EDM music on is Black Kryptonite. Get the blacks out.
Right. And then, it's sad, even down to the dress codes and, everything, I'm sure my dad used to always tell me this. Everything they would ban will be typically things that black people will wear, whether
no white tees,
no white tees,
baggy
hats,
jeans, no Timbs,
jerseys. So this stuff is very real, and that's why we call this the Uncensored Truth Podcast. We cannot wait until it's exclusively, we rocking on iTunes, so we could be raw on this joint because this is just what it is. Now Meek Mill did say that he's going to get his lawyer, his team involved, with this, and it's just crazy, man. It's just a hotel. Obviously, guys want to come in and stay. That they could be guys at the door, like security, like a stopping this man, like he's a criminal from entering this place of business that anybody should be able to walk into. I think it's absurd, man. But this is America. You shouldn't be surprised.
Let me tell you something, because Cosmopolitan has released a statement. This was within the last hour that I'm reading on right now. Now, a rep for the hotel told your boys at TMZ that they have a zero tolerance for discrimination, insisting Meek was not denied based on any racial bias. Meek was supposed to hit Marquee Day Club at the hotel where DJ Mustard was performing. Now, their previous report was, and this is what we talked about in the beginning, was he was involved in a situation that they deemed necessary for him to be formally evicted from property. And therefore, if he would have stepped foot on property, he would be trespassing and get hit with a defiant trespass, therefore consequenting and being arrested. I've heard the fucking spill 1,000,000 times, right? But now they're switching it up and saying they were at capacity. This is Meek Mill. Meek Mill. Everyone in the building is going to know who's in there. You got promoters understanding the money that's about to get thrown around in there once Meek Mill hits the building.
Yeah.
Don't fucking play me. Stop.
That's another point that you bring up. You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
This is the guy who's going to be the biggest attraction probably in that building.
Come on,
let's just keep it above.
Meek Mill hits that DJ booth for fucking mustard.
Right.
That shit's going wild. People,
right?
And Meek Mill's not gonna buy bottles per se because they're gonna give Meek the bottles. No, the motherfuckers down there partying with the women that see Meek and know the party's about to get turned up. Oh, they gotta throw money because if I throw money, maybe Meekin's gonna see me. Maybe this. It just goes hand in hand.
And it's good for business, and now it's going to turn into something being bad for business for them because the word is now going to spread, you know. And like we always say, man, just because you're thriving now don't mean you can't be out of it tomorrow if you don't keep your customer service, you know, up to par. So, you know, we'll see how this goes, you know, in the future, definitely.
Indeed. And you know what? I want to say this because I've dealt with the greatest clientele when it comes to celebrities. I dealt with the shittiest of the shitty. And I could give you names that you probably love. Will be surprised that were pieces of shit, and people that you thought were pieces of shit that were great people. So I'm not saying, I don't know how, I've never dealt with Meek Mill personally, so I don't know how he acts in and out of the nightclub. But you usually want to cater to those kind of people in that kind of environment because you understand the money they're going to bring in, and that's all that shit's about is bread. Yeah.
Very, very, you know, great point right there. But that Meek put that video up the other day. That's our take here on the Uncensored Truth podcast. If you enjoy the content, no matter what platform you're listening on, go ahead and give us a like button, you know, or if you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, or Google Play, go ahead and hit the 5-star rating. Rate us, tell us what you think about the work that we do. I'm going to jump into this next story. Sam, man, your boy, your idol.
Oh, shit.
Dame, Dash, and all that. This is just what we do, and we're respectful of the people, but we can knock a nigga the fuck out too if we wanted to.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's not about that.
And a lot of people call us gossiping bitches and all that, and that's funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're gossiping bitches with businesses and paperwork to solidify that for us to have businesses to be gossiping bitches. Gossiping bitches LLC.
They wish they could. Yeah, they wish they could get paid to talk. That's why.
I mean, so salute. We looking for more bags.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed.
Yeah, but yeah, man. That's all we got, man. I think on the ticket.
Let's talk about the NBA Finals real quick before we get out of here, man. Your boy Kawhi, man, Toronto Raptors. They shocked the world, even though we didn't call it at first, but once it got into Game 6 on Friday night, which a lot of people didn't see, we didn't drop too much of that. Right. We knew it was over. Kawhi doing
4 straight, right?
Yeah, which I didn't think could happen, but it happened. Shit, it went down. Kawhi is being compared to Kobe Bryant, which I think is fucking crazy.
What if he wins it all now? First of all, you don't think that they got a chance. A shooter's chance, a fighter's chance against Golden State.
Nah, because you want to talk about that first? Let's talk about that first. Hell no, I don't. And here's why. You're pissing off a team and giving team a motivation that went to the finals 5 straight years.
Kawhi's on fire, boy.
They are giving this team so much gas. You don't hear about Steph. You don't hear about Clay. You don't hear about Draymond. You don't hear about that team winning, going to 5 straight titles, going to hit a 3-peat, being one of the greatest teams in the modern day. You don't hear none of that. You hear Kawhi being compared to Kobe, Kawhi doing this, Toronto this, Toronto that. If the Milwaukee Bucks get to the finals, they're beating the Warriors anyway. Disrespect after disrespect after disrespect. Let me ask you a question, Jay. I'm not calling you Jay.
Right.
Oh God, let me ask you a question. And I'm not going to put this on Jordan because he's just in another planet. But let me ask you this: if you did the 97 Bulls who went 70, I think they went 72-10.
Mm-hmm.
Did they need any extra motivation to win that title?
No.
So you're gonna give this team some extra motivation?
I mean, people are doing it inadvertently. Probably they're fueling them, but not knowing. But you gotta go with the hot hand. Is what I'm saying. And I just want to see a good series. Mm-hmm. Now, can the Raptors win? Probably. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, you guys got the hot hand, but we're gonna see what Golden State really made of now because they probably are pissing him off a little bit. Now, what's the status on Durant? What's he looking like?
He ain't playing game 1.
When is game 1 anyway?
Thursday.
Okay.
So he won't be there. I didn't hear anything about game 2 yet. Boogie Cousins won't be there. And we talked about this before they closed it out, that a team could go in there, the Bucks or the Raptors, can beat Warriors in game 1. Shit, potentially go up 2-1 in the series.
Yeah.
But are they going to close the champs out? Do they got what it takes to close the champs out? Now, let me say this about Kawhi, because a lot of people giving him credit. And Kawhi is one of he's in my top 5 of best players in the league right now. Probably top 3. Because he's great at what he does. I love what Kawhi got going on. But you think it was a look that Kobe had in his eyes at a certain point in the game where you knew, he's about to eat this fucking team alive. And I'm not talking about when he had Shaq and Rick Fox. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about when he had Andrew Bynum and them Bulls.
Right.
When he had to take over the games himself. Do you see that in Kawhi? Now he's a lot quieter, a lot more reserved. Ice blood in his veins.
The Bucks.
Who
Best
the fuck
team
are
in
the
the NFL,
Bucks?
the best team in the NBA.
Who the fuck are the Bucks?
Best team in the NBA.
In the regular season.
I mean, well,
Never
hey,
been to an NBA Finals. Been the furthest they've ever been since Ray Allen.
They beat a real good Sixers team. A lot of people calling the Sixers go to the finals.
Talented Sixers team.
Yeah, so I mean, they got a shot, man. I think that I don't know, 4 straight against the Bucks is a huge accomplishment.
Are you discounting? I mean,
I'm not discounting the Warriors at all. I'm just saying.
Are you discounting? They're just 4 straight that they just dropped without Durant,
and they could lose too.
And 6 straight they did without Durant. 6 straight.
I mean, if they had Durant, it'd be, I think, but without Durant, he better get his ass back because it could turn into something. Let them get 1 or 2 games. Yeah,
I love Durant, but I'm gonna tell you what. I hope he doesn't come back. I hope he sits down. I hope he gets better. I hope he's 100%, and I hope the Warriors win this championship 3 straight without him. Just because he's leaving anyway, whether he comes back or whether he's gone. He's going to another team. He wants to set up his own legacy. Should have never went there.
Right.
But that is what it is. Right. Great teams. They did what they do. I think the Warriors, how they're set up right now, the motivation that they have, I hope it goes 6 because they're pissed. And I love it.
Yeah. I can't wait Thursday night. We tuned in for that game, man. Definitely.
We'll talk about it more.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sam, man. Another episode in the books. We had a lot of topics today, man.
Yeah, man.
And it looked like that from the start, but some real good topics. Today we'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday. Rocking out once again. You know how we do, man. We just want to keep on pumping out the content each and every day, each and every channel. And just keep doing what we do, man. So we appreciate y'all support. All we ask y'all to do, especially the people on YouTube, we now see the videos, like them and share them. Please like them and share them, no matter what platform you're listening on. We appreciate your cooperation in advance.
That goes on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all those outlets as well. Like it, subscribe, drop that 5-star banger on us, and let us know what you think. Share a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to watch the Uncensored Truth podcast.
Yes,
Feedback tomorrow for another dynamic episode 170 of the podcast. Can't wait to do what we do, brother. I mean, we could be sitting at jobs right now, but we sitting here talking shit.
Yeah.
And loving it, man. Salute to you, man. Happy Memorial Day to all the people out there. Enjoy the weather, enjoy the food. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, we out there. Peace.
Truth uncensored, my whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth uncensored, my whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. You're now tuned into the greatest. Motherfucker, you ain't never lie. If them people watching us like YouTube, then tell them motherfuckers like and subscribe. If the blunt's stale, I still click a bell.